Alright guys, so this week we got a request about where to chamber the fist for pulling back the pulling hand, the hikite, and also the distance between your stances, where should your feet be. So first I want to talk about a quote that my sensei always told us, that beginners think of in stances and advanced students think in posture. What does this mean? The stances don't matter as long as your center is below yourself. So imagine we're in a scramble here and I'm moving him around. Notice how his feet move. So he's here, I'm trying to drag him, get him off center, and all he's doing is just rebalancing himself, keeping his weight underneath his belt. Now if I take the person away and you just look at his feet, then it's pretty much a natural stance, a semi-front stance. If he was trying to take me down, let's say he was going for an arm drag and he steps this way, he's trying to lower his center of gravity, and then you take me away, he's pretty much in a front stance type position. So you don't need to worry about where the feet are as long as your center is going towards the direction where you want to go.
Okay, so another thing to keep in mind about your stances is that it really doesn't matter as long as you feel most comfortable, right? It's whatever stance you feel comfortable in. Everybody has a different body type. Some people's hips have an anterior pelvic tilt, you know, one way or the other, or flexion, or what have you. People are, some people are pigeon-toed, so I mean, you can't conform to everything in karate, right? You have to make it your own. It needs to conform to you and your body type. Like really long stances, I know this is like super traditional, the Shotokan kind of stuff. But really, this to me is really kind of like finishing of the movement also right at the end of either an arm drag or really executing, following through on a punch. But it doesn't really make much sense for combatives. Like, it's really hard to move like really quickly in one way or another that way. That's why you have like a Shizentai stance is most natural.
So adding on to that, you can imagine if I'm trying to take him down, you always want to think, I do my stance and then I take the person away and I see where I'm at. So this is some type of modified stance that you see in katas all the time. But let's say his foot is out here further back and I'm doing this stance and I can't catch it. If I try to throw him from here, he's just gonna step over the top and then I lose my throw, right? So that means I need to go deeper than I normally am. That means your stances have to adapt to the situation that you're in. So I normally do this, but now I need to do this, and now I can take it down more easily. And notice these stances appear in the katas themselves as well.
So the same thing applies to when you're chambering your fist. When you're pulling somebody, it just depends. It's all very situational. Sometimes you'll be pulling something towards here because you need to bring them in lower for a throw or a drag. Sometimes it's across, like if you're doing a throw or whatever, or the top, or if you're just trying to anchor somebody here, I mean, that's the same thing. I'm just anchoring him here and pushing away. It's all very situational, so people shouldn't get too hung up on, well, it's always got to be at my obi. It's always got to be here at my belt, right? Like, it should only be at the belt when it necessitates being at the belt. When it makes no sense for me to try to throw a punch at somebody from right here and not guard my face. Right? It makes much more sense for me to have it chambered in here, so at least I have some kind of protection. And it's all the same. It's just depends on the situation. Okay, so end of the day, what we're saying is, like, in practice, wherever you chamber, however you stand, what you should do is whatever feels most comfortable for you, and that's it. When you start to apply it, you have to remain cognizant of how you will have to compensate for that. If you have a guard and you stand with the classic one up, one down, you need to know that this side of your face is open. So you need to realize work on how to compensate for that. Get really good at what you do, but realize that you have to make some kind of compensation. Doesn't matter if you do that or this number. I mean, there's still stuff open. There's always going to be things open, right? Even if you have the flow, this kind of a deal, stuff's going to be open. So no matter what it is, you train that thing to yourself, like to the greatest bit of your ability, right? Just always be aware that everything has a flaw and has an empty spot that must be filled, right, with something. So you just have to figure that out.